Come on in, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. If you want to engage live in the content, you do have to go follow me. I'm over on Instagram Live, right here. I am at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you are there, engage live in the content, like all these wonderful people coming in right now. Thank you guys for being here today. So follow me there. You get to see all my content that I do on my regular page as well as stories. And then we go live on Instagram at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And sometimes we do a bonus episode like we're doing today at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. JimmyRants.com has all the past episodes. You can also go to YouTube, type in the keyword Jimmy Rants. You will find the show. So guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I was not planning on doing a second Jimmy Rants today. Tuesdays is when I record Real Talk with Dr. Cole, and we had a great episode at 1 o'clock. I did my Jimmy Rants at 11 a.m. today, and I was planning on chilling out the rest of the day. In fact, I stubbed my left pinky toe, and I'm in a lot of pain right now still from that. But I got to tell you, I'm in a whole lot more pain over what I'm seeing happen in the keto community right now. You guys know I've been around for a long time. I'm like the old guy in the community. I've been blogging with Livin' La Vida Low Carb since 2005. Started podcasting 2006. Wrote the first book about keto in 2014 called Keto Clarity. And then keto went berserkers the last 4 or 5 years. And it's now a big thing. And we have this big community of people. And for the most part, the keto space has been very loving towards each other, very kind. And we're like a big family. Like we rally around each other with this shared principle about our nutrition. And so through that, we have all kinds of really great events that take place. Things like Low Carb USA, Low Carb Denver. I'm going to insult a lot of my friends that have these conferences. Keto Fest from the two keto dudes, my low carb cruise event. There's just so many metabolic health conference with Dr. Dominique D'Agostino, so many great events that are taking place as a result of people's interest in ketogenic diets. Well, one of the biggest ones is one that I was actually one of the co-organizers of the very first year. It's called KetoCon. So KetoCon takes place in Austin, Texas. Generally, it's been around June every year that we have that conference going on. It brings together literally hundreds upon hundreds of people attending, trying to see all kind of the big names when it comes to keto and carnivore and real food and movement and all the rest. So, with COVID-19 happening and all the uncertainty about whether there would be an ability to have gatherings, all of these conferences that I just mentioned, including KetoCon, have to make decisions about what to do. Well, let me give you a little inside baseball as someone who does a lot of organization with various conferences. There's a lot of upfront costs that are involved. Like people don't realize it with the low carb cruise. Before we have the first dime from someone who signs up to be a passenger on that low carb cruise, before the first dime is given to us, we have to pay for a reservation fee to just have our ability to have a block of rooms available for people to purchase. And that could cost tens of thousands of dollars. And that's like straight up front before we get the first dollar. So a lot of people don't realize that. So there's a lot of upfront costs. And now this event with KetoCon that we're talking about here today is taking place in June. It's now April. So this close to the event, there's a lot of costs that have already been incurred. Printing costs, various promotional types of material costs. So I think having proper context helps people understand this better. Okay. So knowing that, and knowing that this COVID-19 thing came out of nowhere, like literally nobody knew that this was coming. Because if they did, there would have already been contingency plans of rescheduling, moving it, canceling it, whatever you want to call it. So when all this went down and they kept pushing the dates of when we could be out of our houses later and later and later, they had to make the decision to cancel the event. And all of us don't blame the KetoCon organizers at all that they decided to cancel this event. They had to do it. So where the controversy comes into play is how it was handled. How do you communicate with people that paid hundreds of dollars for a ticket? How do you communicate to those people, oh, by the way, we're not having an event, so we need to not give you money back? So that's kind of where the controversy came in. So if you bought a ticket to KetoCon, you got an email back from the KetoCon organizers. And I know Robin Switzer, and I know Mary Roberts, I know Jessica McDaniel, I know all the guys that are kind of involved in the organization of this. They're all personal friends of mine. I'm not letting that friendship with them stop my objectivity here today, because I'm trying to be extremely objective about this, because there are friends on the other side of things who are upset about this, who have done stories and are putting things out there expressing concern about all this. I'm trying to play peacemaker here today with Jimmy Rants, because I think they handled this extremely poorly. And I don't say that with scorn. I say that in as much as I think an email that said that you're only allowed to transfer the ticket to 2021, which is when the reschedule of this year's event is. In other words, it canceled this year and they're doing next year's event. Was a mistake. And I think, and I have great hope that the right thing can be done, where people who want a refund, if it's a very small amount of people that want a refund, then I don't understand why there can't be some contingency put in place where those people that want a refund, especially in this time of economic uncertainty and people trying to feed their families and not having money, give them that option. That would have been the right thing to do. Unfortunately, what they put out there was you're only going to be able to ship it to next year as a credit for 2021. You can transfer it to other people if you don't want to go, blah, blah, blah. But now there's such bad blood about this. And this is what's so upsetting for me. Because as much as we want to say we're close as a community, and the keto community is a loving community, and I totally believe that, there are people who get their feelings hurt. Okay? And we have people that are extremely anxious right now, extremely uptight because of the COVID-19 stuff and some of the uncertainty about their job and other pressures going on. And I think in the midst of all of this, this was the worst time to tell people, oh yeah, those hundreds of dollars that you were going to spend on our event that's no longer going to happen, yeah, we're going to keep that, and you're just going to have to be SOL until next year when it will apply. I think they had well intentions of that, but the communication of where the money went would be helpful. Now, I know that there are some contingencies in place, especially the Palmer Event Center, where they have to make deposits and put those deposits down, and those have already been paid. I'm assuming Palmer Event Center has been in contact with all the people that have had events set up at their thing that are now canceled because of COVID-19. So it could just be, guys, that it's a delay in getting that money back. I think what's coming into play here is there's assumptions about motive. And I can tell you, I know Robin and Mary and Jessica and the whole team, they have the best of intentions, okay? I know them personally. And again, I have no dog in this hunt. I'm not a speaker, not an organizer anymore with KetoCon. And yes, I like those people, but I also like the people who are upset by this, because I feel like you deserve a refund if you want one. So what needs to happen here? I think a mea culpa needs to be put out there, and I hope KetoCon is listening to this. Tell everybody you're sorry. Tell everybody you messed up. Okay? Tell them that you're willing to do the right thing, that you felt like you were doing what was in the best interest of KetoCon to keep it viable. Because here's the thing, guys. If you're upset because they're not giving you a refund, and they can't give a refund because of some financial issues, what would stop them from not doing the event ever again? I don't think anybody's thinking about that. What if this is the reason KetoCon never happens again? okay? So let's keep this in proper perspective. The right thing to do at this point, KetoCon, if you're listening, I hope you are. I tagged all you guys in the story that I did about this. I hope that you reach out to those people who are most upset right now, wishing they had a refund, and you gladly offer them a refund of their money. Now that could cause a financial hit to take place in the temporary, but it's the price you pay to do business. And I think in the end, it buys you more public relations positivity, because right now all I'm seeing is public relations negativity. And there is a very disturbing new account here on Instagram. I'm not going to give them free publicity here, but they have set up basically a hate page against KetoCon. That is disgusting to me. If that's you, please take it down immediately. I know you have the best of intentions of trying to hold their feet to the fire. That's not the way to do it. If you're trying to get their attention, use somebody like myself. Use somebody that is a bigger name in the community that will be level-headed. I am friends with all of the organizers of KetoCon. I am happy to play mediator here because, again, I don't have a dog in this hunt. And I don't like seeing this strife in the keto community. Guys, we don't have very many friends outside of our community that believe in what we believe in. The whole reason we have this community is because everybody else is eating crappy garbage and we're rallying around lowering the carbs. And for some of us, eating mostly animal-based foods. We're better than this, okay? We don't need to have this bickering and fighting over things. Did KetoCon mess up? Yeah, big time. Did the response to this that people had and the hatred and the negativity that came out about it because of people's perceptions of what was happening, was that wrong? You bet it was. You people that went out there and were just ugly and vile, not just expressing your opinion. I think it's okay if you expressed your opinion, you got it out there that you wish you were given the option of a refund. That's totally fine. It's these people like this account that was set up. We don't need hate accounts set up, okay? Trust me, I am the victim of people setting up hate accounts. I literally had 3 blogs at one point that the sole purpose was to tear down and to rip down every little thing that Jimmy Moore did, okay? So I know what that's like. I know the viciousness that it is. I know the vileness. It is hate. And hate has no business in the keto community. You can take your haterade elsewhere. Go to the vegans. They love haterade. Okay? We don't need it in the keto community. And yes, I'm fired up. This is Jimmy Rants for a reason, by the way. When something's on my heart, I just speak openly and I don't care who I offend. And today, if you're offended, it means you did something, maybe, that I'm striking a chord with. So what needs to happen right now is everybody needs to cool their jets, okay? Cool down, take a breath, realize that we're all human beings here. We all deserve grace, kindness, compassion. We don't deserve this hate, okay? All of us are tense right now because of this COVID-19 situation. All of us are anxious because we have uncertainty about our financial futures. Guys, I've made $1,000 this year. That's all I've made. And I'm running out of money soon. So we're all feeling the pinch of the pressures that are out there. So if you need that $300, $400, whatever you spent on your KetoCon ticket, I get it. I understand what you're saying. It could be the difference between not having any food on your table to eat next week. So I get it. But come at this from an understanding of there might be other things involved. So my charge to the KetoCon people is get on video ASAP and put out the message that you hear the concerns people have, that you're sorry that it was not communicated in a great way, that you now realize what a mistake it was to only offer a credit for next year's ticket, and that anyone who would like to have a refund of their money because you're in a sticky situation financially and you need that money, that you will happily refund the money. Now, I get it. That's going to put a hardship on the organizers of KetoCon, but it is the right thing to do. And there will be such respect for doing the right thing and reversing a bad decision that you made. Making a bad decision in and of itself is not a bad thing. Making a bad decision and sticking with it in knowledge, full knowledge of knowing it was a bad decision, is a very bad thing. When you make a bad decision, you go, "Doo!" and then you fix it. And if you refuse to fix it, you're going to have a whole lot more negative will about all this. And I don't know, will ticket sales fall next year? Will they fold completely and not have the event at all? I think that would be a travesty. KetoCon was always my favorite event to attend, even when I didn't get to speak. I went last year, and you get to meet so many great people. A lot of you guys here on social media, this is where I met you in person and gave you a big old hug and walked around the floor and was talking to people. It's a great environment, a great community where we all get to come together. And wouldn't it be a shame that this issue right here would be the demise of KetoCon? Is that what everybody wants? Is that what we want? This great event to now go away because a few people got their feelings hurt? Okay. If you're one of the people that wanted a refund and you didn't think they handled this well, can I ask you, please forgive the KetoCon organizers? Okay. Forgiveness will be powerful. Reach out to Robin directly. Robin is a very reasonable woman. And she is trying her best to do the right thing here. I heard from Robin, by the way, on Friday. She called me. I was already on another line with someone else. And she called me, and I was supposed to reconnect with her Friday afternoon to talk to her. For some reason, we didn't get to reconnect, but I know her heart is in the right place here. She wants to do the right thing, and I am urging her and everyone involved in KetoCon, give people refunds that want a refund. And then make a sincere apology on video that you didn't mean for it to come out the way it came out, and that you're sincerely sorry. Those of you that are hurt by this, those of you that feel kind of discontent because of the way this was presented, would that acquiesce you if you were given assurances that you could get a refund, that you were given assurances that they know they made a mistake? Can we all just agree, okay, they messed up, but can we all agree to give them grace and let them have time to breathe, process, and then do the right thing? That's the least they deserve, you guys. And I think as one of the leaders in this community, it behooves all of us to step back, breathe a little bit, stop being so vitriolic, stop being so conspiratorial, stop thinking that there's ill intention, stop thinking that they took off with all your money and that's all they care about. I know these people, that was not their heart. And they have not gone off with all your money. They're not living at large. Okay? Some of this stuff I read today appalled me. Utterly appalled me. Because I don't think we give people enough benefit of the doubt. Now I realize it's a social media pastime to judge, and judge some more and ask questions later. Trust me, I'm the biggest victim of that. I have people judge me all the time on what they think I am. And then when they meet me, they're like, oh, wow, you're nothing like the image you are online. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. Because I'm a real guy. And the people behind KetoCon, they're real people. Wonderful people, by the way. I adore all of the people that are a part of the organizational aspect of KetoCon. They are real people living their lives, trying to help change this world. Okay? And the moment we forget about the real people behind these entities is the moment we harden our hearts. And a hardened heart is not a fun heart, and it's not somebody that's my people. Okay? I'm just speaking straight from my heart, you guys. And again, I have no dog in this hunt. I obviously like the KetoCon people, but I like a lot of the people who are speaking out against how they handled this. I think they were wrong. I think they need to do the right thing and offer refunds to people who want it. And then issue a video apology. if those things all happen, will this controversy please go away? It needs to. And if it doesn't, that's on you. If they do those things and they do the right thing and they refund money and they offer an apology and they do everything to appease this situation and you still criticize them, shame on you. I will call you out. Okay? We got to do better. All right, that's what I wanted to say. I want to see what you guys have to say. This ought to be interesting. I'm going to go to Instagram Live first, and then we'll go over to Facebook Live. And again, thank you, Living La Vida Low Carb Facebook page. I can't see you, but I do read your comments at the end of the show. All right, guys, welcome in, welcome in. JimmyRants.com is the website. This ought to be interesting. Cariana says, I missed your first one this morning. I didn't get the push notification. Cariana, I always go live at 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, so just automatically pop in at that time, and you will get the show. MT Plate, Keto Clarity is my favorite book. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Keto Neogenesis. What about an insurance policy in case something like this does happen? I think part of the issue with insurance is it didn't have a contingency for a pandemic. So a lot of those policies for these kinds of events, they don't take into account a pandemic and who would ever thought that a pandemic would arise. So I don't know, to be honest with you, but that's my assumption, is it didn't cover pandemic. Although a lot of those do cover like acts of God. Would COVID-19 be considered an act of God? No, that's like tornado and hurricane and flooding, and I don't know. Tiffany says insurance doesn't cover pandemics. Exactly. That was my concern too, Tiffany, is I didn't think that they did. And so, and who would have ever guessed that this would happen? Jessica says they are insured. Insurance doesn't cover communicable diseases. And this is the problem. I think a lot of people just assumed insurance would cover something like this, and we're finding out it really doesn't. Sasquatch says the city of Austin made the decision about what? About not allowing events to happen? Is that what you're asking? My blogging conference in LA for July was also canceled. Yeah, a lot of the events pretty much until the fall, like late in the year, have been canceled. And I really hope somebody does an event in like November, because all of us crazy keto people will be jonesing to see each other. And if somebody puts together an event, once they declare it safe for us to all be together again, have an event in November somewhere where we could all get together. I would love that. I would be a part of the organizational of that if somebody wanted to do something somewhere centralized to the United States to do an event. I would be game for that. Kat says, couldn't they do it online? Instagram, closed account, lives, questions. Yeah, I know there are several conferences taking place online, and you're right, they could. I don't think that's the point, though, Kat, that the logistics of it could happen online. I think people would say, well, wait a minute, I didn't pay hundreds of dollars for an online event. I paid hundreds of dollars to be able to hug Jimmy Moore's neck and to give a high five to Sean Baker and da-da-da-da-da. So that's the part where it gets tricky. If you could do it online, I agree with you, but you'd have to greatly reduce the price and refund partially the money. That's kind of not really the point here, because a lot of the monies that were used have already been spent on things involved with the conference center and that kind of thing. People don't realize too, that Palmer Event Center, they nickel and dime everything. I remember the first year that we did that event, they charged $5 a bottle for a little bitty bottle of water. $5. So trust me, they nickel and dime and get every bit of penny. So of like what the ticket sales go to. And they have to order all those things in advance. And then they get there, and this little bottle of water costs $5 to the organizers, and they're giving them out to the people at the various sponsorship booths. Yeah. It's bad. Now, speaking of sponsors, by the way, one of the issues that came up was, well, the sponsors are also not getting their money back, and they spend thousands of dollars for these booths. And so people are like, well, what about this COVID-19 thing? Maybe some of those businesses will shut down. And I agree. I think some of these businesses will be forced to be out of business. So then what good is having a credit for next year if you're not going to be in business next year? So I think there could be some creative ways to refund money or offer something of value to those people, the sponsors, as well. So that was another issue that was ancillary to the individuals that bought tickets. What's going on exactly, Pink Puggy? KetoCon refused to offer refunds to people that were signed up for the 2020 event in Austin, Texas in June. They had to cancel it, obviously, because of the COVID-19. It's now moved to next year, which means basically 2020 is canceled, going to 2021, and all they offered was a credit for next year's conference, and people got upset because they felt like they should have been offered a chance to get a refund. So that's what's going on. Squatch says, yes, the personal attacks are uncalled for. That gets my goat more than anything. As the victim of someone, as someone who is regularly attacked for no good reason, I don't take kindly to personal attacks. And I've had some of the most vicious, vile, ugly comments made about me across all of social media. And it's uncalled for. And it's unfortunate. And I will always call for a positive vibe and an encouraging vibe and a loving vibe every single time. People do not deserve hate. If you disagree with them, there is a proper way to show disagreement without being disagreeable. And it's the disagreeable that I just want to punch in your face. Okay, I'm just being honest and real. I think people let their emotions guide them. And if you're one of those people, that's okay. I love people who wear their heart on the sleeve because you always know where they stand. But if you're going to sit there and act like you have the moral high ground with something without giving people the benefit of the doubt and the chance to do the right thing, and I know a lot of people will say, well, we tried to reach out to the KetoCon people and they refused to answer our questions, and then when we tried to comment on their social media posts, they blocked us because we weren't able to say our da-da-da-da-da. Again, I will admit all of that stuff was wrong, but it's no reason to go ballistic and go postal. Okay? That's what really got me upset too. Lauren says, I totally agree. A refund should be an option for some, but I cannot tolerate the hate people are spreading about it. Yeah, that's the thing, Lauren. If people would just slow their roll on the hate, what's that old saying? You win more flies with honey than you do vinegar. I believe strongly that the KetoCon organizational team are talking about this actively and that they're going to end up doing the right thing. I just believe that in my heart because I know all of them personally, and I just know they're going to end up doing the right thing. Guys, give them space. Give them time to process. Don't over inundate them with hatred because all you're doing is making them motivated to just cancel the whole event altogether, and then there's no more KetoCon. Is that what you want? I don't think anybody wants that. Beth says, I got no dog in this hunt either, but am paying attention to companies who are doing this. I hope they're able to do the right thing. I am too, Beth, and I think they will. Let's give them a chance. If after this Jimmy Rants and after a few other people that I know have spoken out, I know Dr. Barry and Nisha did their commentary about this last night on an Instagram Live or a Facebook Live, whatever they did. I saw it on IGTV today. I know people are speaking out. I'm going to just hold out hope that the right thing is done here. Tiffany says the hate is the last thing we need in this stressful time. Exactly. I don't want to put up with hate. Because again, I've been the victim of having a lot of hate thrown at me. Hate was what pushed me to go away for 6 months, you guys, on sabbatical. The last thing we need is to make hate the dominating factor here. and not show love, forgiveness, and compassion. Guys, we right now are in unprecedented times in our modern history. We don't need more stress, which, by the way, this stress is just unnecessary. There's no reason to be stressed to this level. And I won't tolerate it, which is why I'm doing this Jimmy Rants. I was not planning to do a 5 p.m. Jimmy Rants today. Dang all you people that are talking about this. But I had to get it off my chest. Lauren says it's so sad to see all the hate. I shared my opinion last week with no intention of hate, just awareness. And I think people that are sharing like you did, Lauren, I think, Lauren, you did the right thing. You shared your opinion and how you were concerned about how it was handled. You never once pointed the finger. You never once, issued a scorn. How dare you? You didn't do it that way. You did it the right way. Express your opinion and then let them make the right decision from there. I think all of you that did the hate, you're making their decision to do the right thing. You're slowing it down. This one Instagram page that was set up to shame them, you are the reason why they are delaying in doing the right thing. Just know that. The more you put out this daily hate, these stories, I read every one of them today. And I get where you're coming from. Don't get me wrong. But that ain't the way to make them speed up this process of doing the right thing. So, time for you to shut up. Okay? He's going to call you out. Shut up. And let them do the right thing. Tiffany says, I'd also hate to see us lose an amazing small company like KetoCon. Yeah, we forget KetoCon is a small company just like some of these others. So, Cariana loves the vegans are the haters, not us. Are you going to make a meme about that, Cariana? Thank you for that. Thank you for this rant, says Beth. There is no need for the hatred. Also would like to see them be able to offer a refund to those who need it. I think they will. Tiffany said, loved meeting you last year. Tiffany, I loved meeting you and your daughter. You guys are cool people, and I really look forward to seeing you again, hopefully at KetoCon in the future. Nancy says, a lot of spring and summer events in Virginia Beach have been postponed to 2021 without a refund. Many unhappy people. As former event planners, they probably don't have the money to refund. And I agree. I know there are so many costs involved. Like I said, the low-carb cruise, we have to spend, before we get a single reservation from anybody with the low-carb cruise, we have to spend tens of thousands of dollars just for the right to have a block of rooms for our event. And we usually have a couple hundred people on the low-carb cruise in May. And so I get it. And I was a part of the organization of KetoCon in the first year. I've not been a part ever since then, but the first year, I know there's so many costs involved, and it could be that they're not getting refunds for some of those things. And it's unfortunate that the consumer is caught in the crossfire. Keep this in mind too. Even if they're giving you credit for 2021, they're not getting any new revenue. So not only are they losing money this year with the money that they can't refund for the 2020 event that doesn't happen, they're going to lose money next year for all those people who have this transferable ticket. Now, we're hoping, or they're hoping, that they'll sell even more tickets that could make it a little more so that they don't lose money. But keep that in mind, you guys. But I still contend, if there's a small group of people that need a refund, try to find the way to give them the refund. I met you there last year. Thank you, West Virginia Keto for Life. I look forward to meeting people. I love keto conferences. I will hug your neck. If I meet you and don't hug your neck, ask me what's wrong with me, because I hug everybody's neck. Beth says, with their current stance, if I were to go, I might wait to purchase tickets at the door at the last minute. Yeah, you would not be alone there. Lauren says, it makes me sick to see the maliciousness going around out there. Me too, Lauren. Holistic Keto Girl, this keto community needs to hold their tongue and be kind. Girl, you're preaching my language. Stay kind always. Nancy says, I meant to say they probably don't have the money due to expenses they had to outlay. I'm sure they didn't misspend the money. That's the thing. I think when we start interpreting like what happened to all that money, you must be going off and having ribeye steak dinners and buying expensive cars. See, that's the kind of BS that's got to stop, because nobody thinks the organizers of KetoCon got rich off of this event that got canceled. Just stop that crap, okay? There are expenses involved. And if they say they can't have the money to refund, then we need to, say, okay, we get that. Let us know what the contingency plan is, because I would like a refund. And if you're doing it in a reasonable way, I think the right thing will be done in the end. Ashton says, with us all trying to wrap our heads around everything that's going on, we need to step back and realize they're having trouble too. Ashton, that's the other thing. Yes, we're all individually having issues, but don't think they don't have issues going on themselves. I mean, they are all individuals dealing with COVID-19 and their families and the social distancing and all that as well. But they are trying to figure out, okay, how do we make this work? Because this is a big hit to them financially too, where they lost all that money and now they're transferring people to 2021. Guys, if they don't make some money off of this like next year, it could go away. Okay? Let's not forget that. Nobody's getting rich off of a canceled event. Keto Valkyrie, I go to a lot of conferences for my industry, and honestly, I've never paid over $150 for a full weekend pass. It's so necessary to have, is it so necessary to charge so much for a 1 or 2 day pass? I don't know the logistics of that. I personally have never been paid at one of these kind of conferences. I have gotten paid to speak. I did one in Toronto last year, the Great Canadian Keto. I was the MC and I was one of the speakers, and I got a speaker fee as well as a stipend and all my, I got a flight to come in. So there are fees like that involved. So perhaps some of the money that is above and beyond that 150 threshold that you're used to is going to speaker fees. I don't know. And honestly, I don't know how they pay that out. I know Paleo FX, when I used to go to that one, same thing. Some of us were invited to speak, but they didn't pay us. But then some of the really, really big names in that community, I know did get paid. I heard about a lot of the money they were paid. So just keep that in mind as well, that there might be speakers who are asking for a special fee for the speaking, and they draw in a modicum of people, so they are worth it to the organizers. Maybe find a different venue if they nickel and dime for everything. Well, the problem is, Valkyrie, the Palmer Event Center in Austin, Texas is probably the preeminent place to do a conference like this, especially with the size of the group that is KetoCon. So that's why they choose that venue. Trust me, if there were more economical ways to do the event, I think they would have figured it out by now. Attacking a child of a supporter is lower than low. Yeah, Jessica told me about this. She has a daughter named Clara, and Clara has a wonderful Instagram account, Super Keto Clara. Love it. She does a great job, Jessica. You have definitely did a good job with her. But she's been the victim, you guys, of people attacking her because of her association with her mama, who's associated with KetoCon. That ain't right. And I will call you out. I will hunt you down. Okay? That kind of bleep better stop. Because that will never be okay in my book. Never, ever, 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 ever. We clear? Don't let Jimmy Moore find out you did that, or you will be called out publicly. I promise you. Tiffany says attacking in a fake blind account is cowardice. Yeah, I am the king of knowing what fake accounts. One night last year, somebody decided to just go all out attacking me on my Instagram page. And of course you're like, okay, well just delete it. Well, the problem was delete, block, new account, delete, block, new account, 15 new messages, delete, 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 block, new account. 9 hours in a row, somebody continued to try to spam my pages. So I know there's people that are cowards that hide behind the keyboard, and they have nothing better to do than to try to harass people. If that's you, please get a life, because those of us living in the real world are trying to make a difference in this world. And if you don't like us, there are plenty of people for you to moan and groan to elsewhere, right? My domesticated bit of chaos says, I agree, there's a way to have a voice without being hurtful. Always, always, always. We can always count on you to be forgiving. I try to be forgiving in everything. My life has had some ups and downs. And in the downs, I just begged for anybody to care. And so when I am not in a down, I try to spread nothing but love and compassion and respect for other people. And I think at the end of the day, that's what we all want. So why don't we all do it? Jordan says it's been hard to watch on both sides in this community. Yeah, Jordan, this is why I'm going on Jimmy Rants. I'm tired today. I talked about stubbing my toe. I'm in an enormous amount of pain right now still, you guys. My left pinky toe is like sideways, and I am in so much pain right now, but I couldn't sit by idly as one of the leaders in this community that I love so much and not share my voice here today. Spend life hating. Yeah, Kat, that's the story of my life. Spend life hating. That's what people do. All right, let me come over. Thank you, Instagram Live. I'm going to come over here to Facebook Live because I know you guys have lots to say about this issue. So welcome in, welcome in. Let's see what you have to say. Lots of people here. Thank you for being here, guys. Tracy says, plus some people may not be able to take those days off next year. I never know what days I get off for vacation. Plus, I may have a job to go back to, or may not have a job to go back to. Yeah, that's the thing. Give people a refund, because the uncertainty of all this necessitates it. Now, I get it. Maybe it'll take time. Maybe they have to take out, a business loan or some liability loan or something. But some way, somehow, communicate to people. If you want a refund, we will try to get you a refund. I think that's the right thing to do. Katrina says, this stuff has never been dealt with on this level. I don't have KetoCon tickets, but I'm facing losing $200 for my stepson's baby shower, $1,500 for a class trip to Washington, D.C. for my daughter that is supposed to take place May the 18th. Well, it's not going to happen May the 18th in D.C., I promise you that. So yeah, this isn't just a KetoCon. Thank you, Katrina, for that. This is not just a KetoCon issue. Across the board, there are a lot of events that were supposed to take place that are not going to be taking place now. Think about all the people that bought tickets to like the NCAA tournament in March. Did they all get refunded? I don't know. I'm thinking out loud here of things that were supposed to happen that didn't happen. Tracy says, I agree with the hate thing. That really gets you nowhere. No, it never does. Jessica says, exactly, the whole point was to get to meet people. Yeah, so an online virtual conference definitely would not scratch that itch, would it? Jessica said there is a change.org petition to gain funding for event organizations. Hopefully KetoCon can apply for some relief. Perhaps that will help the situation. So she has a link there to the change account. So thank you for that, change.org. What people don't understand, KetoCon is a very small organization. Yeah, it's a big event, you guys, and there's like 5 people, 6 people. Let's remember that too. And they're all just regular people. They're not all business professionals that are used to putting on conference. They're doing the best they can. They're not a big machine. These people are very nice, and I know they want to do right by their people. They're just in a really crappy situation. And the honest truth is all of us are in a crappy situation. So a little grace will go a long way. Jessica continues, the Keto Evangelist team has given so much to the community. Please give them a chance to make things right. We do not want to see a total collapse. I agree. I think if we give them the benefit of the doubt, realize that they were trying to do what they thought was the right thing, and it just came across the wrong way. Guys, I'm okay with that. I mean, did they mess up? Yeah. Should they now try to make amends? Yeah. Should they apologize to all the people that had their feelings hurt about this and really wanted to have the refund because they weren't given that option, absolutely. They should apologize, and then they should do the right thing and give a refund. Give them a chance. Just give them that chance to do the right thing. There is specific small business relief things going on right now. Yeah, that's what was just said over there about change.org. So, all right, so that's what I wanted to say, you guys. Again, I was never intending to come on for a second Jimmy Rants here today to talk about KetoCon and all the controversy out there, but this broke my heart. And can I just put out one last call for us all to just chill out? Because I think when we get so much in a tizzy about things in a very anxious time like we're in now, it serves no good purpose. No good purpose. Right now, we should be looking for opportunities to be overly kind, overly loving, overly compassionate towards other people. Because we're all hurting. Let's just be honest. We are all hurting right now. I'm all alone here. I'm incredibly lonely. I don't talk about this a whole lot on Jimmy Rants. But I miss people. And we need to remember the humanity of all this. There are real people involved. And the moment we forget about people and we just look at each other as entities, as organizations making money, and we forget about the people behind it, is when we should just stop having a community altogether. Because community is literally the people in it. And if you're not willing to be a part of that people that thinks of other people, go away. We don't need you. You're not welcome in this community. Nope. Kindness, guys. Just show kindness. Lipsticks and Barbell says, yeah, that's how I feel. I miss people, she says. I think we all do. And the sooner we realize this is a people business, yeah, there's money involved, and yeah, people have things that they get upset about, but let's not forget, at the end of the day, we are all people. That's it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. As always, you can go follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. I also simulcast on Facebook. So thank you guys all for being here today. You can go to JimmyRants.com to see all the past episodes. Shirley says, how is being kind so hard? Exactly, Shirley. It's not hard. It's a choice. You choose to be kind. Gee, imagine that. You'll be kind. So JimmyRants.com, see all the past episodes. Also over on YouTube, type in a keyword, Jimmy Rants. You will find the show. All right, guys, please share this one far and wide. I think we need to have reasonability about this, and hopefully what I shared here today on Jimmy Rants was both objective and educational. And hopefully, and I'm holding out hope, with all hope, that KetoCon does the right thing. Until next time, we'll see you then. All right.